Hey, lovies, welcome to Angels Don't Lie. I'm Jeannie Street, your host, and today I wanted to come and just do a lovely conversation all around our next right move and what that looks like and why are we even talking about that. So let me take a sip of my tea while you guys get your tea and let's have this conversation. Okay, so next right move. Big conversation, fantastic conversation to have, scary conversation to have, really. What I see a lot of people talking about is leveling up, getting to that next level, or returning to this new normal. So many people are looking for a return to what life used to be before COVID, before all of the shifts and changes and things that have happened in our country and in our world. So wanted to impart this wisdom that came through from the divine. One little thing is we're not going to go backwards. Let's just get that clear and state that out front. There is no going backwards. And you don't want to necessarily go back to the old. You might want to because it's familiar and it's comfortable and that would feel good. But here's the thing. The disruption in our lives came about for many different reasons, right? So energetically, if we can look at what that means for us personally, energetically, things needed to shift. Things needed to be undone in order to be rewoven with the divine essence. So you may remember in the beginning of the year, I started talking about what the angels were calling the rise of the healer, right? So this is the time and space, and this actually was happening last year. They were sharing this. The rise of the healer and the rise of that love energy means whatever has been based in fear, whatever was built off of pain, sorrow, suffering, some type of fear, is rising to the surface and being undone in order for the divine to weave this new beautiful life for us. So when we have that, there is a breakdown of energy that doesn't work, that's not filling us with joy, that seems to be chaos is what we've experienced. So all the souls that have left that needed to be in heaven in order to bring more love forward, it seems irresponsible not to look at it in the terms of how God looks at it. And what I mean by that is we can live in sorrow and grief and sadness and despair, or we can lean into the fact that there is new opening and possibility. And while every life is worth a million trillion, smiles, hugs, love, it's also a life that is never ending. So our soul being an infinite being, you here on earth and you with the divine, meaning this isn't our stopping ground. We aren't going to stay and live here. This isn't our forever place. Our forever place is in heaven. This is our temporary place. And I've had a lot of deep conversations lately, especially since my husband's near-death experience and, almost losing him and losing a very dear friend. A very dear friend of mine passed away recently. What I know to be true is our soul is here for a temporary time, for a short-lived time, to be expansive, to have really big experiences, and sometimes painful, to go through things, to have trauma, to have just stuff in order for us to unknot ourselves, to even out our energy, to return to the place of love. And that's how we keep evolving and going forward. So when I talk about an up level or reaching a new goal, we're talking about undoing a knot. So this is inside of you, this knotted energy, this pain point, right? And it's about leveling it out so it can channel divine energy. This is forgiveness. This is release. This is surrender. This is grief functioning in our life instead of grief becoming our life. Fascinating experience, really. hard to put into words, I think, complicated, because there are emotions that are very real for us, very real. So we lean into, what is loss? Well, my friend leaving this planet and leaving her children behind isn't her physically leaving them behind, like as if she chose to do that necessarily, but her soul has moved on to this new plane in order to serve her children in a new way. So while their relationship is not over here in the physical world, for her, it has evolved. Here for her children in the physical world, it's going to continue to be very physical, right? So as we lean into possibility, what does it look like to have a relationship with a soul in energy form versus a soul in physical form? Whoa, it's big, huge, right? And I can't even believe like this conversation has changed in a second. I was not planning for it to go here. I was planning to talk about up leveling and talking about, how do we make a shift in our life? How do we get empowered? And how do we, go to that next level, right? Our next right step. But we're going to get there. They're like, calm down. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. So let's just talk about what a relationship looks like in an energy form. So while our loved ones are on the other side in the veil in heaven, it's not above, far, far away. It's actually right here. So opening our third eye, opening up the experience of seeing truth, of being embodied with that light, helps us to have the new relationship, the energy relationship. And listen, guys, it's going to be through your senses, right? We can talk about energy centers, we can talk about balancing them, but really what we're going to talk about clearly are your senses. It's how we all receive. It's what God has given each of us to connect with each other. See, hear, feel, smell, taste, right? The knowing. Like you lean into a really great meal, you're walking down the street and you smell that pizza. You're walking down the street, you're like, that smells so good. Or you lean in to give someone a hug and it's a familiar smell. They're wearing perfume or soap and you're just like, oh, you smell so good. Or we hear that beautiful sound. We over and over, we can go through our senses. I can do this all day. But the point is, your experiences, both physical and spiritual, are going to be through your senses. This is something I'm very passionate about teaching inside my Angel Healer training, because there's some confusion with our gifts. There's some confusion with, okay, so I have this gift and you have that gift, and so we're very different. I'm an empath, you're not an empath, or, there's this kind of energy of wishy-washy, like, you're special, I'm not, you can sing, I can't. When really it's an energy, it's a sense that we can lean into. So while we are not all gifted in the same way, we are all gifted through our senses. So while one person might have one sense open, some might have all their senses open and aligned. We can all get there. We can all open our senses and lean into divine energy to have a full embodiment of love. Does that mean that if your senses are all opened, you're going to receive messages from the divine? Mm-hmm. It means you're going to receive in the way you are meant to receive, in the way that God set it up for you to receive before you came here. It is pre-mapped out, my friend, pre-mapped out for you to receive that guidance, the divinity of your soul, and to be in that alignment. End of story. So is it wrong to communicate with archangels, with God, with Jesus, with the Holy Mother? No, it is not. Is it wrong to lean into receiving energy from the universe, from other sources, from angels that might appear to be angels? Yeah, we have to be very careful, because there is trickster energy out there. There is low vibrational energy that appears in the universe. So while God creates the universe, right, He is not all of the universe. The universe is open to all. So lots of energy goes in there. You call into the universe to bring you this, and this person is calling into the universe for that, and blah, blah, blah. And so the universe is picking up earthbound energy, and you're receiving downloads. And here's God. He's in the center. He's like, oh. And so when we want to receive the purest form of love, we go right to the source. We ask, God drops it into the universe, and it comes to us. It provides it to us. So directly from God to us. It is funneled through to us. If we go to just universe, we're missing the opportunity to have a holy experience. So this is what I talk about, the holy shift, right? What is your next right move? Whether it's in your relationship with yourself, whether it's in a relationship, a love relationship, whether it's financial, whether this is a work, do I move? So many people come, like they want to have answers. They want to know, what's my next right thing? What's happening? What's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Your body knows truth. Your body is pre-plugged into your next right move, but we ignore it all of the time because we look outward for proof, signs. Here's it go. It's going to come to me. Well, yes, it is going to come to you, but it's going to come through you when you ask God. It's going to come through your senses. So it's going to be for you, especially for you, not just dropping down from this person or that person or whatever, just raining down energy. You're going to go right to source to receive this direct guidance and love that is meant for you so that you can manifest your greatest desires that are aligned with your soul truth, that are aligned with your soul, instead of manifesting from the place of want, from the place of lack, from the place of desperation. So we normally go to our prayers when things are going wrong in our life. We normally go to asking when we're in a depletion. It is not our custom to go to God every day to say, thank you for this beautiful experience of life. And I have this desire to write a book. I have this desire to have a new relationship. I have this desire to travel again. And so we start talking to God. Well, that's not our norm. So guess what? We leave him out of the conversation and we go about trying. We're working to make these things happen. We're taking the appropriate steps. And then we're wondering, why isn't this happening? Well, I've taken this step and it's not happening. Well, I've done this and it didn't happen. And we get all flustered. So law of attraction is the inside of your energy, your truth, your belief has to be a match for what you're calling in. So your belief system, what you have, like it's in your soul. Okay, this is for me. God wants me to succeed. And so now that belief is there. And now I'm going to call on God and I'm going to ask for this success. I'm going to say, in that divine timing, lead me, guide me, show me. And the next steps, provide them for me. Make it clear and apparent. Well, then what we've done is we've invited God in to show us, to do what he wants to do, to participate. We've made this a relationship that's two-way instead of one way. We've made it, where we're talking to God, we're having this conversation, we're showing him our truth. Maybe we're even showing him our scars and our pain and like, oh, listen, this is hard. I don't want to do this hard anymore. I want to do this easier. Can you show me a better way? And he's going to say, sure. And here's how he's going to provide the right person, the right book. All of it's going to start coming to you because it's meant for you. Now, can we manifest outside of God? Mm-hmm. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to receive a whole bunch of stuff, but you're not going to find joy. You're going to receive and you're not going to be happy. You're going to receive and your senses are not going to be enlivened. So when we want the purity, when we want the highest vibration, when we are ready for our desires that match our soul to come to us, and we're willing to show up and do whatever it takes for that to come to be, well, then we're working. That's our next right step. That's the beauty of leveling up. That's the beauty of having a holy shift in our life. That's what I loved to guide people through, this holy shift of plugging them in, of leading them to experience their senses in a completely new way, opening up this possibility that even if you feel like you're not sure about how God works, or religion has done you wrong, or you think your gifts are wrong, we have a holy experience. We go to heaven, we go to this light room in heaven where you and your angels are connecting, where you get to experience your departed loved ones in a way that is meant for you, that is meant for your highest and best good, and that's it. This isn't about predictions and looking into the future. This is about healing and being in the moment. This is about opening up, cracking open those pain points. Just like I said, we've been cracked open already. This is just taking it to the next level so that love seeps into all of those spaces of where we feel vulnerable, where we feel weak, of where we feel alone. Well, then God can do that his best work there. And believe me, he will use the messiest of people. Read the Bible, guys. He will use the messiest of people in order to guide others, in order to lead the masses. It's the truth. Both the Old Testament and the New Testament speak of this. So what is your next right move? What does God have in store for you? Well, here's a really cool thing that you can do. You can stop, drop, and pray. You can come into your being. When I say drop, it's not only like dropping to the ground, it's dropping any preconceived ideas that you already have planned for your life. And it's allowing a new openness to come. When I say stop, it's not just being quiet. It's about stopping the thoughts. It's about being in your breath. It's about being in the moment. Because when we are in the moment is when clarity comes. I'm telling you, stop, drop, and pray. Pray for yourself. Pray for truth to be seen. Pray for your senses to be enlivened with the Holy Spirit that you are calling in, with all the love that's available for you. Go to the highest form and then have it come to you. Yes, work with the universe. Place good things in it, good thoughts and good vibrations. Send prayers to other people. Wish them well. That's the power of the universe. Are you with me there? It's pretty cool, right? So for your next right move, it might be to hang out with me at my Angel Healer training. And I'll tell you, it is an experience. It is a transformational experience. It is wildly opening. I think that's the way I could explain it. And my friend Cindy, my dear friend Cindy, who, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, recently crossed over to heaven. Cindy had a liver disease. And this lovely woman never stopped working on herself. The entire time that we became close, we started hanging out. She came to every event. She poured into private sessions. She every time I offered a training, she was there with big questions, with leaning into, and it was complicated in the beginning for her. She was really entangled with fear, but she stayed with it because she knew there was something more for her. She knew, her body knew. And I'll tell you, it provided her so much love towards that end. You know, we spoke several times while she was in the hospital, and she was telling me all of the things that she was doing. I'm using my tools, I'm using these methods, I'm having these holy experiences. She had holy experiences while being there, of being at complete peace, of being covered with so much love and embodied in so much love, and she felt safe. She felt safe. And I know that was all due to the experiences that she stayed with in order to keep growing and evolving. And that's what we're here to do, to keep growing and evolving. Don't stay stagnant. Don't go back to your old ways. Don't look at life like, I can't wait to get back to the old ways. Look for the new normal. Make new plans. Take a new class. Crack yourself open and say, God, where do you want me to go now? Where is love lacking in my life? And how can I bring more into it? How can I be fully embodied in that love to show up for my family, to show up for myself, to serve? Ask and you will receive. So if you are interested in hanging out with me at this 2-day event, it's a retreat type of experience. We start the day at 9 a.m. We run all the way to 4. And between that time on both days are going to be very intimate and personal experiences, as well as group experiences, an opportunity to have practical experiences with other like-minded people. We do provide a vegan healthy lunch, high vibration all the way. And we finish the experience with a very special angel healer attunement. It's nothing like anything you've had. I'm telling you, it blows my mind each and every time that the angels provide this experience. The Holy Spirit is present, and each person receives exactly what they need during this attunement. And you walk away with your angel healer certification so that you can go out into whatever field that you're in and show up in a whole new vibration. It's a holy shift. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are interested, check out my website. Links are in the bio. Send me a message, jeannie@jeanniestreet.com. Send me an email and we will have a conversation. Any questions, just ask. And that's what my friend Cindy always did. Ask the big questions. I'll give you the answer. I'll provide whatever it is you need. Don't let your fear stop you. All right. I hope you have a blessed, beautiful day. And thanks for hanging out. You know what I know, because angels don't lie. Take care now.
The truth when she smiles.